What if I told you that an international cricket team just got bowled out for 27 runs? Yes, 27. And that Mitchell Starc made history on the very same day. Welcome to the most unbelievable test match collapse in recent memory, where Australia decimated the West Indies in the third test, with Starc and Scott Boland unleashing a storm that not only humiliated the Windies, but also etched multiple world records into cricket history. In this video, we'll walk you through this jaw-dropping story using NDTV Sports, Times Now, and Times of India, with live screen recordings of each article so you can see the data, the numbers, and the insane visuals for yourself. Let's begin with NDTV's headline report, where Mitchell Starc not only tore through the West Indies batting lineup, but also became the fastest left-arm bowler in history to reach 350 test wickets, surpassing legends like Wasim Akram and Mitchell Johnson. As we scroll down the NDTV article, you'll see how Starc finished with 7 wickets for just 12 runs, decimating any hopes West Indies had of putting up a fight. But that's not all. NDTV also confirms that West Indies' total of 27 is now the second lowest in Test history, and the lowest ever by a full member in the last 70 years. This is pure carnage, and it unfolded in less than 19 overs. Now switching over to Times Now, we'll record the section that breaks down Starc's back-to-back milestones, as he became the first player in cricket history to register a hat-trick, a 5-wicket haul, 350-plus test wickets, and a 150-plus km/h delivery in the same match. That's not just elite, that's once-in-a-generation stuff. Times Now also reveals how Scott Boland, the support bowler, ended with 3 wickets for 5 runs, tightening the chokehold and giving Starc all the space he needed to attack relentlessly. As we scroll down the analysis, you'll see a detailed breakdown of each West Indian dismissal. 7 of them were bowled or LBW, showing just how deadly accurate and fast this bowling spell really was. Moving to Times of India's full match report, we'll show you how their coverage ties it all together. The article explains how the West Indies were 17-6 at one point, and then collapsed completely within the span of just 66 deliveries. Their highest scorer was Craig Brathwaite with 7 runs. Let that sink in. TOI also confirms this as West Indies' lowest ever total against Australia, and the lowest at this venue in over 100 years. The article captures the stunned silence of the crowd, the shell-shocked body language of the West Indies team, and the pure dominance of Starc, who has now surpassed Brett Lee and is only behind McGrath and Warne in Australia's all-time wicket-takers. What makes this even more historic is how Starc achieved this milestone in just 85 tests, breaking records at a pace no one expected at this stage of his career. We'll pause the screen here to highlight quotes from Pat Cummins, who called it one of the most lethal spells I've ever witnessed and praised Starc's ability to deliver under pressure, especially with World Test Championship points on the line. Times Now also embeds social media reactions from the likes of Shane Warne's official account and Ricky Ponting, with tweets calling Starc's spell unplayable and a masterclass in fast bowling. Back to NDTV. The report also lists out West Indies' historic collapses, and this one now ranks among the worst in cricket history, on par with New Zealand's 26 all-out and India's infamous 36. We'll screen record the section listing those comparisons, showing how this match will forever be used in what went wrong case studies. Even Windies' coach was quoted saying the team looked mentally undercooked and failed to handle basic short-pitch tactics, something unthinkable at the test level. What makes this script so brutal is the context. This was not a greentop or swinging England morning. It was a standard Australian pitch, and the Windies simply collapsed under relentless pace and pressure. In the final section, Times of India breaks down the statistical impact. Starc's strike rate for the match was a staggering 8.4, and his bowling average has now dipped below 27 for the first time in 5 years. They also included post-match comments from Steve Smith, who called Starc a freak, and highlighted how his new run-up and rhythm have added even more venom to his already deadly deliveries. As we end this video, we'll scroll back to Times Now's header and replay the final wicket clip embedded from Cricket Australia, showing the last Windies batsman clean bowled for a duck, a fitting end to a historic demolition. So if you missed this match or still can't believe the scoreline, here's your visual, factual, screen-recorded breakdown of how Mitchell Starc just ripped cricket history apart in a matter of hours. Subscribe now for more match reviews, breakdowns, and screen-recorded news deep dives like this. Because when cricket history is made, we don't just read it, we show it.